Hello friends, my name is Rohan Kumbar, and today I am going to talk with you about my understanding about uh, how to calculate uphill pacing while mountain running. This is a completely unscientific uh, proposal from my side. This is based truly on my personal research, and it is not proven anywhere in the world. Uh, but I think this may help us uh, shape our expectations and give a direction in a realistic way as to what we can expect during a mountain running. And whenever I say mountain running, I am not assuming very technical terrains while running uphill. I am considering average routes. Those are used to perform uh, the events. Okay, so runnable routes, I will say. I am not considering the traffic or any other obstacles in this video presentation. Uh, this is a purely mathematical aspect of my thinking, which I am trying to present. Okay, uh, so let's get started. Uh, just a moment. So, uh, this is how we will proceed. The aim of over here is to explore the relation between the distance, elevation, and understand the impact of gradient, heat, and humidity on the pace, and predict the time that will be required to cover a specific distance. From my point of view, the prerequisites to calculate or to achieve our aim would require following variables, that is the walking speed, running speed. uh, Here I mean the pace that you will be using during the event or the training, the gradient of the hill or mountain or the route, uh, the total elevation, the total distance, the temperature on the day, and humidity. Now I have some values written like gradient 9 seconds per degree, temperature 3 seconds per kilometer, humidity based on dew point, and then some values below. Well, these values I have referenced from Jack Daniels research and some basic research on heat and humidity impact on runners. Okay, so then there is other reference which I have taken, that's Naismith's rule. This is a very popular rule used in the trekking community. Okay, it is used to derive the distance and elevation relationship. Okay, so let's move towards the calculations. Now this is only related to uphill. For example, now I am taking we are going to run 5 kilometers with 100 meters of elevation. The humidity on the day is 21, the dew point is 21 degrees Celsius. Then the gradient is 20%, and temperature on the day is 33 degrees Celsius. Okay, so now coming back to our previous requirements, the impact of gradient is that whenever there is 1% increase in the gradient of the climb, your pace slows by 9 seconds per degree. Then as the temperature increases by 1 degree Celsius from your ideal running conditions, your pace is expected to lower by 3 seconds per kilometer. uh, Now here I want to say that this is these values are not hard coded for every individual. Those will definitely be different for all, but this is a statistical average, a relative guideline is which we can consider. Okay, so moving ahead with our calculations now. For example, we have taken the walking pace to be 12 minutes per kilometer and running pace to be 5 minutes per kilometer. Okay, so here we will use Naismith rule to calculate the equivalent flat distance. Okay, so the Naismith's formula is actual distance is equals to distance plus elevation in kilometers multiplied by 8. Now 8 is Naismith's constant, so we will use this formula to calculate the distance based on running pace. Now assuming that the route is runnable and we will not walk. Okay, so it becomes, so the actual distance becomes 5 plus 1 into 8, that is equals to 13 kilometers of flat route. Okay, now time required to run 13 kilometers on flat is 13 multiplied by 5 minutes per kilometer pace, that is equals to 65 minutes. Okay, this is the time that is required on flat ground, and this is our base now, reference time. So what will be the impact of gradient? So here it is 9 seconds per degree, and in our example we are considering 20% gradient. So 20 multiplied by 9 gives you 180 seconds. So so this becomes 3 minutes. 180 seconds equals to 3 minutes. So the impact for 13 kilometers will be calculated as 13 multiplied by 3 is equals to 36. So now 36 minutes. Add this 36 minutes to the previously calculated value of 13 kilometers. Okay, so it will become 65 plus 36, that will give you 101 minutes, which becomes 1 hour and 41 minutes. Okay, with gradient time. Okay, now we will calculate the next, the heat impact. So heat impact is how much we are taking it as, considering it as 3 seconds per kilometer. So 13 flat kilometers into multiplied by 3 is equals to 13 3 are 39 seconds. Okay, so we add these 39 seconds to the overall time we got, that is 1 hour 41 minutes plus 39 seconds, that becomes 1 hour 41 minutes and 39 seconds. Okay, further for the humidity impact now. Okay, so this is here this is for 1 degree Celsius. So considering the normal running temperatures to be 32 degrees, if it becomes 33 degrees Celsius, then simply it will become 39. Else, if normal temperatures are if we consider normal temperature to be 30, assume normal temperature 30 degrees Celsius, then if current and current is 33, then 3 degree rise, so it becomes 9 seconds of loss per kilometer. So it becomes 13 into 9. Okay, so that gives us 9 3 are 27, 2 9 9 and 11, 117 seconds more. So adding so this is almost 1 minute 57 seconds slower we become. Okay, now add this 1 minute 57 seconds to 1 minute 1 hour 41 time, it becomes 1 hour 42 minutes and 57 seconds. Okay, so here we will consider the latest updated time, 1 hour 41 minutes 42 minutes and 57 seconds. Okay, so impact of humidity here is, we will consider that because it is about 25, the maximum performance loss is going to be 15%. Okay, so we have to convert this into minutes now. So it will become 60, 101, 102. We will consider approximately 103 minutes. Okay, now this 115% of 103 we have to calculate. So 15% of 103 is 15 minutes. So we add this 15 minutes to 103 minutes. So 103 plus 15 gives us 118 minutes, which is equivalent to 1 hour and 58 minutes of total time that we may require to cover 5 kilometers of total distance with 100 meters of elevation with 20-degree gradient, 33-degree Celsius of temperature considering 30-degree of normal temperatures, and the dew point of 21 degrees Celsius. Now this will definitely, this number will definitely be different for different athletes depending upon their physiology and the amount of training and experience, but for all who just rely on past experience or use some elementary calculations, this might be helpful. So I will conclude my video here. Thank you for your patience, and if you have any questions, please revert back to me. I will try my best to answer all your queries.